Hi guys, Mark here. Welcome. Today's project is done using the hansen knot, this time in 3 different colors. The project can be used either as a key fob or knife lanyard. To start off, I prepared a wooden dowel 1/2 inch in diameter. I attached a rubber band and cut my first strand. 4 feet of type 1 paracord. I'm going to place one end under the rubber band, then attach a lacing needle onto the other end. So this is our initial setup. Our mandrel, rubber band, 4 feet of type 1 paracord, lacing needle. We begin our work with 3 wraparounds around our mandrel. We then pass over at the top, creating an X. Then under at the bottom, over at the top again, under at the bottom, over at the top. We then move to the standing end and we double it up. So simply follow it all the way to the right. Beginning under, then over, under, over, and finally under. Then, from right towards the left, we travel parallel to this strand here, but doing the opposite. We start with an under, continue over 2, then under 2, over 2, under 2, over 1 on the left, reaching the standing end again. So we now have 2 parallel strands, which we are going to split. We do this by traveling in between the 2 strands and doing the opposite. So we start off over 1, then under 2, then over 2, under 2, over 2, exiting under 1. And our final pass. So we exit here, under, then re-enter, over, splitting two parallel strands again, so traveling between them, doing the opposite. So under here, then over, under, and so on. So a simple over one, under one sequence, all the way to the left side. Reaching the left side, we place our working hand next to the standing hand and pass our working hand under the rubber band. So this is our first color and first pass in our knot. We now grab our second cord of a different color, seam length, so 4 feet. Place it on either side of your first standing hand. Attach your lacing needle. Then use your new cord to double up your knot. So simply follow your standing hand through the knot, doubling it up. The knot is going to be doubled up once you reach the standing hand of your new cord. So at that point, we're going to use up most of our cord. Reaching the standing hand, we place our working hand alongside it, then under the rubber band. We introduce a new color of cord, the same length as the previous two, so about 4 feet. Place the standing hand under the rubber band. Attach your lacing needle. Then travel parallel to the first two standing hands, splitting pairs of strands. Starting over one to split a pair, under two to split a pair, over two to split a pair, under two to split a pair, and so on. Super simple, over to under two, over to under two, and so on. Exiting the knot on the right side over one. We then re-enter the knot under 1 to split a pair, we then continue over 2 to split a pair, under 2, over 3 to split a pair, under 2 to split a pair, over 2 to split a pair, under 3, and so on, always splitting pairs of parallel strands. Finishing on the left under 1. We re-enter over 1 to split a pair, then continue under 2 to split a pair, over 2, under 3, over 2, under 2, over 3, and so on, splitting pairs of strands. Exiting on the right side over 1, we re-enter the knot under 1. We continue over 2 to split a pair, under 3 to split a pair, over 3, under 2, over 3, under 3, and so on. Exiting on the left under 1, we re-enter over 1 to split a pair, then continue under 2 to split a pair, then over 3, under 3, over 2, under 3, over 3, under 2, over 3, under 3, always splitting pairs. we exit the knot on the right side, over one, then we re-enter, under one to split a pair, then continue over 3, under 3, over 3, under 3, and so on, always splitting pairs. A simple over 3, under 3 sequence. Exiting on the left side, under 1, we place our working end alongside the standing end, so same sequence, over 1, under 3, and this finishes up our knot. For now, take a look at the pattern. A zigzag pattern here, a zigzag pattern here, and these slanted cords here, between the two zigzag patterns. A beautiful pattern, which we're now going to take off of our mandrel. We're going to transfer it onto an aluminum pipe, then tighten it up onto the pipe. I'm going to remove my knot off of my mandrel. Before transferring it onto a core, I'm going to slide the 3 working ends through the knot to the right side. So where the working ends are coming out, go back into the knot, through it, to the other side. Finally, slide your knot onto a core, then tighten it up. Starting at the standing end, pulling slack through the knot, into the working end. After tightening up all 3 of my cords, I'm going to trim the ends. as close to the knot as possible. I next cut the core. To do this, I'm going to slide my knot slightly away from the edge where I'm going to cut, just to avoid damaging my cords. We spent quite a bit of time tying the knot, tightening. We don't want to ruin our project at this point. So slide the knot away a bit, cut. With our main knot finally prepared, with a core at the center, we're going to form a loop and 2 knots to hold our main knot in place. Grab a piece of Paracord 550, in my case about 3 feet long. I'm going to fold it in half, forming our top loop. I'm then going to tie a knife lanyard knot. First forming the carrick band, then passing the 2 ends over these 2 parts here. So the top end over this part here, then through the center, bottom end over this part here, through the center of the carrick band. Lightly pull, adjust the size of your loop, and tighten up your knife lanyard knot. We then feed our 2 ends through the core, then tie another knife lanyard knot. So again, the carrick band, pass the top end over this part here and through the center, the bottom end here, over this part here and through the center. Again, lightly tightening up the knot, then removing this slack into the knot, through the knot, into the ends. I'm going to repeat my tightening one more time, just to really secure this main knot in place. We are ready for the final trim and burn. And that's our project. Optionally, you can add in a key ring. That's today's project. A nice, colorful key fob / knife lanyard that you can be proud of making. For now, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in my future videos as well.